Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, not tonight, and discuss a musical artist. We're talking Corrosion of Conformity. I'm Jason. With me is...
Tim.
Oh.
Hey, we are completely unscripted. We do not know what each other are going to say. And that's how we like it.
Never have, never will.
So, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell thing, leave us a comment down below. Tell us your favorite COC album. Alright, currently this is the rankings. We all agreed on Wiseblood so far. We're all got the best album at the top. And now we're talking Volume Dealer. Alright, I guess I'll go first. Mind you, I liked Wiseblood a lot. Just remember that. Just remember that.
Sure. No, I already know. I already know.
Watch that video.
Yeah. All right. Over Me. What the fuck is this? Even when they have the same singer, he doesn't sound like the last album. Least favorite opening track so far. The oohs were too much. Congratulations song. Like the opening riff. The wee was too much. This is sounding like every other butt rock band at the time. Stare too long. When it started, my first thought was, this sounds like country. 15 seconds in, I wasn't laughing anymore. They went country. The vocals sounded really nice, though. I'll give it that. Like, the dude should fucking do a country album. Diablo, this is 1996 Metallica. What the fuck happened to this band? Double Wide, the least offensive so far. Still not great, but Zippo, I would rather be listening to Black Betty. Who's Got the Fire? The production on the drums is pretty neat. Who Got the Fire is dumb as fuck, though. Sleeping Martyr, I hated every section of this song, but the time changes and almost genre changes were pretty cool. And at one point he says, hold tight. I thought he was saying roll tide, so there was that. Take What You Want. Is this a lost Def Leppard album? I hate everything about this so much. Angels was slow and boring, and it's 6 fucking minutes and 33 seconds long. Getting It On, I hate this so much. This was by far the worst album I've heard all year, minus Def Leppard's X. When we get to Nickelback, if they do anything better than this album, I'll be happy. What the fuck happened to this band? I hate every second of this album, even the album cover, because it just reminds me of the Smashing Pumpkins' Aeroplane Flies High, and I would rather be listening to that now. What the fuck happened to this band?
Before I go, Tim, what the fuck happened to this band?
Well, okay, so you'll notice that this is Reed's last album for a minute. And there were some, it's come out since 2000. In 2000, we didn't know really how the album was made. We now know it's completely digital. There's no amps. It's all straight into the board. And, you know, pods, line sixes. The drums are even electronic. Because the reason given for Reed leaving the band was he was having back problems. Now, that's common among drummers, so we'll give him that. Unfortunately, I think there were other things going on in the band where, as you asked in the last episode, who was the leader of the band? And I think that kind of comes to a head a little bit on this album.
They're saying like there was a little bit of like a power struggle in production, or
songwriting, production, sure. Direction, all of the above.
Like what? Pretend that I'm naive as all shit.
What? Sure.
Like, what was going on?
What I got out of this was them trying to sound to get big, like to get on the radio, to have those hits.
Let's say, was this like their attempt at radio record?
Yeah, I mean, they're coming off a Grammy nomination. This was not on Columbia. They did just get dropped by Columbia. This ended up, I think, coming out on Sanctuary originally.
Okay.
which is owned by Iron Maiden's management. So while still, a label with money, it's not Columbia.
So they put under a
Um,
label with Iron Maiden's management and release pseudo country still.
yeah. And I think a lot of that comes from Pepper Keenan's friendship with James Hetfield.
Oh,
That especially in 2000, if you've seen Some Kind of Monster, it's not until like '01 or '02 that Hetfield gets sober. And right before that, him and Pepper are drinking and jamming the shit out of some Skynyrd songs.
Which honestly, the two country songs on here they sounded good. Like I could
Stare
get
Too Long
behind.
has Warren Haynes on slide guitar. That's the like a legitimate guest appearance. Government Mule, I think he was in the Allman Brothers too, right? Um, yeah, I mean, Bill, do you want to go or do you want me to
yeah.
go?
I
Or
mean, we'll just touch just because. Not that I want to latch onto something. Just because Jason brought up the country and I brought up with it
sure.
again. Here's the one thing. I mean, the country. So 2000, right? We're at the end of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Most of your old country guard is gone. Your
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Cash is on his last limb. Your Willie Nelsons are just sitting high in a bar somewhere, singing something somehow, somewhere. You know, your
Willy
Travis
Willy.
Tritt, John Andersons, all of them are basically gone at this point.
Sure.
You have your stadium country that's come out now with Garth Brooks, Trisha
And
Yearwood,
do remember that these are some Southern boys who like to, raise some hell.
Yep.
So
Well,
yeah, they're probably longing for that old outlaw country.
So I mean, like, here's my issue though, right? The songs that sounded country, I wouldn't list in contention of memorable country songs that have come out, like, in this time period, or as
See,
like when
I
like, hey,
think
Alex,
I think you're more
I
of a
mean,
new
yeah, they're not
country.
trying to be.
You're more of a new country fan, not like the down and dirty Southern country.
I like Travis Tritt, Randy Travis.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
new
but
shit.
this isn't even that. This is
It's like
Skinner. This is
Louisiana, yeah,
Molly
like
Hatchet. This is
Southern
Black Oak,
rock, Tom
Arkansas.
Petty.
Okay,
Yeah,
so was it
this
Southern
is.
rock or is it country?
Well, it's country, but it's southern. I mean, that's what Southern rock
There is a
is.
blur there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, like, you know what I'm saying though,
it's
right?
got the
Like,
punch.
it's not. That's like because
It's
Leonard
not.
Skinner
Don't
is
tell my heart, my achy break. It's not that kind of
Which is
country.
pop.
so that's pop the stadium country, right? Like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like country. I'm talking like Chris Ledoux. I'm talking, your Rodney Millsap.
Hey, I just
right?
want to say, I want to go throw back to the Blind video where you guys were talking about Jim Beam and the Coon Ass. I listened to that today. That's a top song contender. That's some good shit.
But, like,
Yes, it is.
I mean, you mentioned like there's some new country artists I like, but it's not like I like your Johnny Hortons and John Denver's and whatnot a lot more than some of the stuff that's coming out nowadays, even in the country scene. And the reason I'm saying that, like, is that like the old guard's gone at 2000 at this point.
Okay, I'll say this. The reason I liked the country, I think, on this record was because it wasn't
it wasn't blatant
butt
country.
rock that the other songs were going. It was different. It was unique.
Yes,
and it was a sound that I think they pulled off, like, to me anyway.
The thing is, I thought they didn't pull it off. But again, I looked at that from purely a country perspective, right? Like, I looked at it like, all right, and it's like, all right, thinking again, going back, like, Rodney Millsap, or old Willie Nelson, stuff like that. Okay, like, this is what it was. Nope, not that. All right, now I'm looking at stadium country, Billy Ray, Garth Brooks, what they were playing, like,
this
not
is
really
bar
that either.
country.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't trying to be as type of country. We're listening to country. We also like the Allman Brothers and
the This is like sitting on the porch, like bar country.
This is porch music for sure.
Yeah.
See, I mean, for me, I wouldn't say it's porch music, but here's the thing: my porch music and how I view it could be very different. I'm not saying it could be. It is more than likely very different.
I mean, you definitely know way more about country than I do. I've stayed away from that genre.
And we could just jibber jabber about this all day long, but I mean, none of us know where they're coming from.
No, absolutely not. And
right.
Well, I mean, I would,
except for if we go all the way back to the name of the band, is they're going to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah. Which, as I've alluded to, I can respect when a band does what they want to do, right? Like, as you said, they got dropped from Columbia, they're on a different label. So I would assume they'd have more freedom in the creativity aspect.
Yes.
They're not a major label anymore. I get major labels.
Sure, but again, if there are some internal power struggles that, lead to your founding drummer leaving the band before the album's even released.
Yep. All these will play in, absolutely. And that's, if I feel like I'm overshadowing that is not at all what I'm trying to do. I was just, hey, we talk about these couple being country, hey, for country, it's not good country. I'll put it that way.
Okay. That's fine.
Because that's actually most of their country-ish sounding songs. My comment section, most of it is, we didn't ask for it, and we really didn't need this. We needed a break from it, but we didn't need this specific switch in the ship.
And again, we're coming from we listened to Eye for an Eye to Volume Dealer in a week, so
yeah,
it was a shocking what the fuck happened to this band.
Yep.
Sure, for me.
Whereas, the band realistically, this is 14 years they shifted to.
Especially after, because Wiseblood, I was like, fuck yes, this is they're at where I'm at now. Like, I'm good with this. So I was expecting them to do better, or the same but better. I don't know. This came out of left field. A left turn down Beacon Street, as we say.
So, having said all of that, I saw this tour twice. First day buyer. I like Over Me a lot. I like Congratulations Song a lot. I like Stare Too Long a lot. So right off the bat, I'm doing okay. Diablo's cool. Double Wide's all right. It's just kind of there for me. It does have some cool parts, though. Zippo, I think, is all right. Who's Got the Fire is a live jam. The bass on that song is really good. Sleeping Martyr, yeah, it's all right. Take What You Want's all right. 13 Angels might be the highlight of the album. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's a little long, it's a little slow and dirgy, but it's a really cool song. Getting It On is kind of dumb. The reason I go back to this album now, almost 25 years later, is the bonus tracks. On this vinyl, you got a Steady Roller, which is a demo. And then they also bring back a song from the 1982 hardcore demo called Rather See You Dead. And this version is even better. I love it. There's also a World on Fire demo from these sessions. That'll, of course, end up on the next album. And there's also a song with Reed singing called Dumbing Down that's never been officially released, but you can find it on the YouTubes, just like us. Yeah, it's a left field turn in a band that's already given us a couple left turns. It's probably my least favorite production so far, especially now knowing just how digital it is. Like, I think they did a really good job for it being all digital, but as Wiseblood proved, like when they plug in the nice analog amps and just let them rip, that's when they sound the best. So I do listen to this album often. There's about half of it I'd include like on a mixtape if I was making one for somebody. So watch out for top songs. There might be one or two, but yeah, it's especially coming after Wiseblood. It's a bit of a disappointment.
I don't know what the album cover, besides the Aeroplane Flies High, that is a 2000s album cover. I'm looking at Strung Out's 2000 album cover, and it's like got the bar top, the
Yeah.
digitalized writing.
Well, and this was 2000, so maybe they were first. Maybe like a couple other times we've already discussed, they were just ahead of the curve, and the rest of the world caught up to them after they've already moved on.
Well, I wouldn't take credit for coming up with that stupid ass design, because so many bands did it.
Yeah.
This might even be 99. I'm not sure.
And as I've mentioned before, I have met the person who said this is their favorite COC album. So
I just shout out to that guy.
Sorry to that guy.
he's actually in Nashville now playing bass in some country bands. So
there you go. So we've also got to talk about live volume on this video. I have not listened to this one. I was rushing to get through the discography. But that is a good, it's got long whip.
yeah. So like I mentioned, I did see the tour twice. This one is recorded 4/20/01 in Detroit.
I see it opens with Bill's favorite, These Shrouded Temples.
It's a good opener, especially for live. Gets warmed up. Nice sound check song. So, like I mentioned, Reed quit before the tour started. So this will be the one time you get Jimmy Bower on drums in this catalog. He did the tour. He's, of course, from Down. He's also in Crowbar, I Hate God, Superjoint Ritual, Clearlight. Check out Clearlight.
How many albums does Down have?
They have 3 albums and 2 EPs that I think constitute the 4th album.
Okay.
But so, yeah, like Reed is missed. Still a great tour. Great set list.
Vote with a Bullet.
Yeah, it's got all the hits. I do like the 13 Angels 7 Days mashup. The highlight of the live album for me, though, is the version of Shelter, where Mike Dean's playing the Mellotron. It's very Zeppelin-y. It's a very cool interpretation of, a simple acoustic song on Deliverance. Very cool. There's also a DVD out there, originally released on DVD, which is pretty cool. Just, a lot of fun stuff in that. Not the best tour. I wish they would have picked a couple different tours, honestly, to have an official live album. But this is the one we get, and it's legit. So that's what I think. Definitely, and unless you want to hear the songs live and have them kind of jam out a little bit, at least check out the version of Shelter.
All right. Well, Bill, did you listen to live volume?
Not really. So I was kind of what is Jason trying to run through? I did my usual listen through everything, then do actually my detailed listen through. Did not get the detailed listen through on that one though.
Well, you said
it was a fun tour to be at, but it definitely doesn't translate as well on the recorded medium, unfortunately.
Well, I feel like that's something with some bands. They struggle with when they get those live albums. It's not the same energy. Not to say the bands don't do it well, but a lot of live albums I feel like struggle with it.
Have you heard Live at Leeds?
I just said it's one that some bands struggle with. I didn't say they're all bad.
No,
You heard Strung Out Live in a Dive?
Nope.
Deep Purple's made in Japan.
Aerosmith's Live Bootleg.
Not what I have. Aerosmith.
One more for the road.
From the Muddy Banks of the Wishka.
Ooh.
You guys know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I was fucking with you. All right, so it's my turn to guess.
Sure.
Is Tim going to keep the trend of they get better and better? Come on, this one's... All right, Bill, you liked it. You surely liked it better than Blind.
Did I?
Then you didn't. Oh my God. I ain't playing that game again with you. All right. Well, mine's easy to guess. This bitch going right to the bottom. Tim, better than Eye for an Eye.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Yo, we gonna match again?
Oh, we gonna bookend it? We got Wiseblood.
No, because I think I'm gonna put it better than Eye for an Eye.
Not better than Animosity, though.
No.
Okay. I disagree, but I can see your point, I guess. All right.
Yeah, it's one of those. It depends on the day.
I did not like that record at all. I was scared. That actually put me off for like 2 days of going to the next record.
Thank God they take another left turn.
They do kind of, yeah. Yeah, they do. It's a little different. It's different from this one, sure. All right, I guess up next we're talking In the Arms of God.
Yes, sir.
Be safe and make great decisions.